This week's vendor reset is trash. Okay? Trash. Hi everyone, welcome back to another weekly reset video where we just take a look at all the vendors, see what they sell, see if the items are any good, and then see if you need to purchase anything. I think everybody knows by now how this thing works, so I'm not going to waste too much time on the introduction. Let's just get right into it. So yeah, first up, the White House vendor. Unfortunately, this guy has nothing good, only a pistol with ignited instability, which is not something that you want at all. No, this guy, you can just skip right over him. He's got nothing good. For all those comments that I got, that there's also another vendor right outside of the base of operations. Yeah, this guy or girl sells the same thing, so not worth looking at either. So yeah, moving over to the next vendor, we're going to the settlement. Settlement vendor, unfortunately, also has nothing. The only purple items that he sells are items with 3 or 2 stat rolls, so those stat rolls are automatically going to be lower. The gloves, you usually want a common talent on this, not an active talent. I guess this is not too bad for a rifle build, because it's rolled with rifle damage, health, and Overlord Armament One Piece also comes with rifle damage. I guess you could go for something like compensated here, which I've seen a lot of people do, so this is not too bad of a piece, but overall, not really something you want to get. Then again, this mask is also, it's not bad, but, you know, not great either. Then we get to the campus vendor, and here it's not getting better, is it? We have an SVD with Spike, which is a skill-based talent. Yeah, greased and optimized. This is not a good day. This is not a good day at all. No, just all the wrong talents on all the wrong gear. Don't buy anything here. It's gonna be a short video. If we keep going like this. That's good. Just released that 40-minute video, so a little bit of a shorter video can't hurt. The DZ East vendor. Let's see what you got. Alright, so let's talk about this gear a little bit. It's not great. It's definitely not great, but I do want to mention something about the Araldi holdings, because of course a lot of people are going to say, oh, this is amazing. It's amazing. It's a holster with just one attribute, so that attribute is going to be rolled very high, and then also a common talent, which can be rerolled for, I don't know, damage, weapon damage or anything. The 5% weapon damage talent. What is it called again? Devastating, I think. But I don't think you should go for critical hit damage ever as a single stat roll on the holster, because it also rolls with critical hit chance. And critical hit chance rolls in equal high amounts since the nerf to critical hit damage. And I think that having critical hit chance is way more important than critical hit damage, because critical hit chance is way more rare as a stat, I guess, even after the nerf to critical hit damage. So don't really get this. It's not really worth it. And then we have an LMG with strained and extra magazine capacity. I don't know. I wouldn't go strained on LMGs. So yeah, nothing to pick up here either. Going over to the DZ South main entrance, and we have another vendor which sells a pretty decent backpack, actually. It's not bad. It has Safeguard, which is a must-have talent on almost every build, I think. It's one of the strongest talents in the game, even after the nerf. And then it has hard hitting as well, which is also a pretty good talent if you go for a DPS build. It has critical hit chance, bonus armor, and critical hit damage. I would reroll the critical hit damage for weapon damage from another backpack. And if you do that, then this is actually a pretty solid pickup. And of course, if you still need a backpack with Safeguard on it, or if you still need the hard hitting talent, then you can just buy this as well and reroll one of these talents to the gear piece that you currently have. 2 purple items, nothing to see here. And then the weapon, again, the same talent, Spike, which is not a good talent because skills aren't good. Oh man, this is the worst reset I've ever seen. All right, moving over to the last Dark Zone vendor. Let's see what you have for us. Again, Araldi holdings with critical hit damage and a common talent. It is. We're just unlucky. This would have been a really good holster if this were to be critical hit chance, but it's not. So unlucky. Then we have an Araldi holster with capacitive. If you still look for this talent, not a bad talent to pick up. I just made that video on the healer build, and where I use this talent in basically every slot. If you're still looking for something similar, pick this up. And then a Super 90 with fast hands, accurate, and recharged. Recharge is a skill that's currently bugged. Some people get it to work sometimes, but it doesn't work all the time. Accuracy has no effect on shotguns. And fast hand is only useful if you have a crit build, which with shotguns is unlikely you have a crit build. So this would usually be the end of the vendor reset video, but I promised to also cover the special vendor, Casa Mendoza, which if you do not know how to get the special vendor, I'll show you a little clip on screen right now of how to do it. You have to go to the 1040 safe house. You gotta walk out of one of the exits, the one that's on screen right now. And you just keep going straight forward until you see this guy with a couple question marks above his head. And if you talk to him, he will drop a bounty, and he will also show you the location of the special vendor, Casa Mendoza. Now, this vendor changes positions every 3 days, or every 36 hours, or every so many. I don't really know the exact time, but when she disappears, you just have to repeat the process, talk to the snitch again. It could be that the snitch is in a different location. If he is, then just look up some YouTube videos. But basically, the inventory of this vendor also changes every so often. So yeah, I think with the vendor reset video, we do want to take a look at that. So let's take a look at what Casa Mendoza has for us today. My guess is even more trash, but we'll see. Oh no, this is actually a pretty good knee pad. The Gila guard knee pad is one of the only knee pads in the game that has 2 mod slots, both defensive, so you can really boost your survivability a little bit with this. Then it also has a fairly high health roll, and it has a common talent, which is useful in some builds and not so useful in others. I think it's a little bit of a situational gear piece, but it could definitely fit in a lot of builds. This is definitely not a bad piece. So yeah, pick this up if you want to. Then we have another almost max gear score Douglas and Harding holster, but it's shit. Why is it shit? Because it has 2 attribute rolls and it has no talents. So that's the exact opposite of what you want. With holsters in this game, you want 1 attribute and you want a talent. That's the best way to get it. So yeah, forget about this Douglas and Harding holster. The covered SRS with distance, everlasting, and first blood. I don't think these talents are too great. First blood is, I already talked about this in my weapon talents video. It's not a bad talent. It can be a little bit cheesy in PvP, but I think it's only really good on the snipers with that one-shot potential. You take that away, and first blood really just is a very weak talent, and then distance and everlasting are not the talents that I would pick up on the sniper, I think. And then we have the SVD, which, oh my god, dude, what is this, huh? Naked, tier 4 talent, accurate, tier 4 talent, Zen is a tier 4 talent. I don't know, this is just the worst reset ever. So yeah, I'll put a disclaimer at the start of the video. This week's vendor reset is trash, okay? Trash. That's going to be it for now, though. As always, hope it was helpful, at least in some way. Save you some time, maybe. And as always, I'll see you guys later. Or, like they say in the Netherlands, zie je later.